Previously on Legacy of Ash.
We need to get out of these cages.
Follow my lead.
Everyone stop talking!
So, why did you kill all these people?
Because the darkness wants us to.
Maybe the darkness sent us here to kill you.
So the camera opens nighttime outside of this kind of makeshift stronghold. People have built this kind of sort of campsite slash refuge in this Eversummer woods. And Bruto, Remy, Triz, Var, and RC are all kind of frantically scrambling up. Triz and RC having killed 2 of the crazed stormtroopers. Remy coming to from being unconscious, shot unconscious recently. Var is limping heavily, bleeding out of her leg, a wound sustained from the Cath hounds on the lake, and then Bruto kind of frantically looking around, kind of sneaking over towards these wicker baskets for the gear, for some of the gear, not the weapons, but some of the gear.
So going in for the gear, I'm mostly looking for potential things that I could weaponize quickly.
So you see that not only is some of your gear in here, especially some of the more, winter stuff that they had taken from you, utility belts, etc. You also see a ton of other people's clothes in here. That these things are filled with random bits of clothes. A lot of this is mostly fall or autumn kind of gear, so that you can tell that they've been here for a while. So you dump out whatever you can. There's not much weapon, but there's a lot of clothes, packs, there's some rations, stuff like that.
Is my toolkit here?
Yeah. You guys find any gear that they took from you minus the weapons. Now you guys do, 2 of you have 3 of you have blaster rifles available to you. It would probably be Triz, AC, RC, and probably Bruto, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
RC, you got any explosives hidden anywhere?
It's mostly in my pack, but I think they took that with them.
Yeah, we could really use a couple of mines.
Wait. Remote detonate. I have a controller. Is my pack in there?
Yeah, it's right here.
So he starts searching through it, and he finds this little thing. He's like,
If one of these babies I accidentally left on, not likely. But if I did...
click!
Shit. Well, can't ever be too prepared, right? Can't be walking around with active detonate in your pack.
It's generally not advised.
Yeah, well, they trained us better than that back in the day. Look, how many are left? My count was 4, but I was out much longer than you guys.
4 sounds right.
Took
Yeah.
care of Twitchy and the chuckle buckets. Yeah, should be 4 left.
Do you guys know if there was any more in there that never came out?
I would
It's possible there could be.
bet not, though.
Alright, so what's the plan? We just take them by force? We just grab their speeders and leave? I mean, we don't have much. We got 3 blasters, and maybe that's all we need, but at the same time, we just be leaving behind weapons if we go right now.
I think we need to take them out.
I say we kill him.
That.
Normally not one to be a bit vengeful, but I'm with Remy on this one.
I mean, if we just leave him here, it's going to happen to more people. Look at what they've already done.
Well, if we just leave them here, they may follow us.
Well, these guys have been set up for some time now. I reckon if we take out the trash, then there won't be no more of these attacks, hopefully. Some good villagers left hanging in these trees. I'd be honored to fight and kill these guys with you.
I think we need to set ourselves a little bit of an ambush then. RC, I get the feeling you might have a little bit of expertise in this field. Any advice?
I mean, depends on how creative you want to get. We can take our time with them, really sort of pay them back the way they got some of my mates, or we could just lay them waste as they storm through the door. No, I'm not in a particularly vengeful mood. I'm happy to be alive, but hell, they were about to eat us, so I wouldn't be surprised if any of you guys have any sort of anger towards them. Having to stare at these things all day, I suppose.
They don't deserve a quick end.
Fair enough. We'll go the old clone way then. So, I think what might work is if we lure some of them out. Maybe pretend we're still in the cages. Maybe get a couple to come out. It seems like every single time they come out, they don't seem terribly concerned with us. I take it we might be the first ones to have ever escaped. So if we can lure them to the cages, maybe pretend that one of you is terribly sick or that Remy here isn't waking up, we might be able to lure 2 of them out, divide by numbers.
We should be able to manage them, but I don't know. As soon as we open fire, the others will come.
That's true.
They're gonna see the other dead stormtroopers when they come out. So if we get back in our cages, there's no way they won't.
We could throw the stormtroopers in the cages and disguise ourselves as them.
You know, Remy and I have the builds to be indistinguishable stormtroopers. We could dress up like those 2 crazies.
That might work.
That would be better.
Have them go ask them for help. Get them to lure them out that way.
This plan's crazy enough to work.
Let's do it.
Alright, so we smash cut to Remy and RC taking... And it's not like full stormtrooper armor. These crazy people have clearly let some of their military standards go. But you guys basically swap clothing with them. They have scars, abrasions, wounds all over their bodies. One of them even has like his throat slit, and he was still alive. It might have been a wound that he had done and then had healed shortly after, but nonetheless, these 2, including Twitch, have done some serious twisted stuff to their own selves, not to mention the people hanging from the trees. So RC and Remy...
So, who's got the armor with the big punji hole through the middle?
I suppose RC would. Because I guess there would be...
blood's just going to pool in those boots.
Yeah, so they took Twitch's body back inside, so it's just these 2. So RC and Remy get dressed up like stormtroopers. You guys kind of go back in your cages. Now, there is 1 extra blaster rifle.
I think the captain would be hiding it behind her.
Okay,
Yeah.
because Remy and RC would have the other 2 just so they could look like normal. So the plan is to have Remy and RC basically head back, chill, calm, and basically like try and get 2 others to watch the guards for him or something like that, right? So the camera kind of opens exterior over 2 stormtroopers' shoulders, and they kind of start knocking on the hut, and then they come in, and Remy and RC kind of walk in, walking a little weird, acting a little weird, and you see 4 others kind of sitting around a table, and they're arguing about how soon the darkness wants them to kill the captors, or the captives. Sorry. So we walk in, and we'll say that we'll have Remy keep RC kind of, because there always has to be one watching them, right? Mm-hmm. So Remy's going to head in, and RC's going to hang at the door.
Okay.
So you walk in, and you're like, "Hey, you stay out there. You watch the prisoners."
Right.
Okay. So you walk in, and there's 4 of them. So each one of us will play one of the remaining crazies. Okay.
Hey, it's time for a couple others to take watch. We've been out there forever.
It's your watch.
It's been our watch for 6 hours.
And it will still be your watch for another 6 hours if you don't stop pissing me off.
Look, I'm just asking for a little reprieve, okay?
We watched the last ones.
No, you didn't. Guy on the table watched the last one.
Yeah.
I was there.
And now Twitch is dead.
I don't
Maybe
wanna
the
go
darkness
out.
calls for them now. Maybe now's the time.
I don't think so.
Then when? Now seems good.
I feel like the darkness is telling me tomorrow morning.
I feel a darkness in my belly.
Why does darkness always talk to you?
Because I'm in charge here. I am the
said
commander.
that?
The Imperial Navy before we left it.
Yeah, well, we left it, so why are you in charge here?
Because I'm the strongest.
The Navy's not.
Do you want to challenge me again for the right to lead?
No.
Then you go out there with him. You two go with.
Fine.
Look, that other one out there's
Okay.
not moving. The one we shot earlier, too.
Oh,
It's probably time
looks
to
like
bring
the
him in.
darkness has climbed him. Let's go.
All right, maybe we eat him tonight.
Sounds good.
Come with me and
The
help me
two of
carry
you
his body
go.
in.
Get him. We will prepare.
Fine.
Okay, so the camera cuts back to RC, kind of like giving like a military signal to everybody in the cages. Hey, okay, this is Star Wars. It's whatever the fuck I want it to be. Okay, just because you're some Twi'lek from the Outer Rim, you don't know military hand gestures. Okay, this.
Not everyone can speak with their tentacles. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this means, hey, wave goodbye to these fools because we're going to kill people. Okay, we talked about this in ambush prep. Hard ass. All right.
Obviously, this means that, okay?
I
Get ready to
understood
kill
it. Come
people.
on.
Get ready to murder people. Right? Yeah. Yes. This is a different thing. That means we're going to jump on the speeder brakes and fly away. Did you not miss? Did you fake? Did you sleep again
I
during
sleep
mission
during
briefing?
all staff meetings.
To be fair, she's got a lot of blood loss going on.
That's true. That's true. Fair. So
I think we all do.
RC
though,
goes like
so
this,
it-
and you go,
Self-inflicted
"What does that
wound."
mean?"
Hell.
And so the two come out with Remy and RC dressed as the troopers. They shut the door and they start walking over. And RC's like, "Yeah, this one over here won't stop Wait a second. Were you referring to Remy?
Yeah,
So
the
we
one that
have
shot.
a body swap in there with the spear hole in it. Yeah. Or maybe
So are we
it's the
still,
one with the
hold
face
on, are we
beat to
still
a pole.
missing a prison? Is one of the cages empty though, right?
RC's cage got swapped out with either the guy that got
There-
the spear run through him or his
One of the
face
cages
or
would be
meat
empty,
face.
though.
One of the cages would be empty though, right?
No.
Two.
No, two people are out.
That's right, yep.
2 bodies are
Okay.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
you guys
the cages are
chilling
full.
in
There's
we're
two
chilling
there's
in
two
ours.
not moving
Yep.
bodies.
Okay.
So did Remy swap his out with the spear guy or the beat to a pulp guy?
The spear would probably look closer to a blaster wound than
Okay.
getting your
Beat
head
to a
bashed in.
I like that, but I'm going to say it's the other guy because his face was beaten to a pulp. And so the two stormtroopers, or the two crazies, turn to the two of us and they're like, "What happened?"
Well, it got out of line.
I mean,
In binders?
Yeah, well, the darkness told us to. What can I say?
So are we eating them both then?
I mean,
I'm down for that.
I definitely
Cool, you
could.
take that one, I'll take this one.
Yeah.
We'll go back inside.
Yeah, let's go.
yep.
Yeah, as you guys come over to the
Right
cage.
at the back of the head.
Yeah, and then so you guys spring out of your cage, blaster rifle to you, blaster rifle to you. All 5 of us have blaster rifles. The other 2 come out, and we have blaster rifles trained on the commander and the very hungry individual. Yeah, we'll call him Hungry from now on. Yeah.
I always have the hunger in me.
So you guys have now kind of. So they frantically scramble for their weapons. We kind of grab their
Shell them in
weapons.
stun bolts.
Yeah, so we kind of knock them out, and so that kind of ambush is resolved. What's the plan?
Go in and get the rest of our gear
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we need to survive.
Step 1. Strip them of their armor and lock them in the cages.
Okay.
Yes.
So you see them as well, covered in scars, covered in wounds, and in fact the commander had, appearingly so, punctured one of his eyes, and kind of ripped it to shreds with some sort of knife or small screwdriver sort of
There
tool.
is nothing we can do to this guy who hasn't already done it to himself.
So
We
he's
could kill him.
You probably tried that a couple
Seems
of
like
times.
some of them have tried and failed.
So you guys grab your gear. You guys have access to the speeder bikes. We'll say there's 3 of them.
We gotta get
Vox is still incapacitated. And you guys have 2 prisoners, so to speak.
Do we still have, or did we find the little hoverboard thingy for Vox, or did that get lost or broken?
I feel like he had him back on there.
Well, he was setting them back up. I feel
Yeah.
like,
They would have had to
Stormtroopers
transport him
probably
somehow.
but they could have just strapped him to the back, or yeah, he's heavy enough. We'll say that
Just dragged him through the snow.
that it's here, it's powered off.
Okay.
It might even be. I'll roll and see if they torched or if they destroyed it. They definitely did. I rolled 2 black.
tried to eat the sled.
No, they gutted it for parts and found all sorts of sort of toys that they were going to use on their next victims.
Okay. Sounds good. Just wondering if it was going to be there or not, but I guess we can't use it. So we have 3 speeders then.
Uh-huh.
How big are they?
6
Will
bodies.
they can
They
fit?
can, yeah. I
Okay.
kind of like, just in my mental image, I just saw Var on a speeder bike and like Vox like holding her. But I also pictured Remy and Bruto doing the same thing.
Bruto sitting backwards,
Yeah.
like with his blaster rifle.
Yeah, and then RC behind Triz. Anyways, Star Wars. I'll just be over here imagining that.
We only have 2 alive, or are all 4 of them alive? We stunned
We
the...
only
You
No.
guys
have 2
murdered
alive.
2 of
Oh,
them,
yeah,
2
and
alive.
now, yeah.
So
Hungry and
the-
the commander.
Yeah,
Okay.
Hungry and Commander are in cages now. So we need to grab our gear, grab the speeders, and get the hell out of there.
Why don't we just kill them? We were able to get out of these cages.
Fine. You kill him. If
Fine.
you want him dead.
I walk up there with my pistol and I...
Except for you don't feel like a pistol's gonna do it. You feel like it needs to be something more intimate.
Spear?
You tell me. You feel the darkness of this place calling out to you, telling you that they need to be punished for what they did.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll use the spear on one. Just kind of like get the angle on it and like shove it through him and kind of into the ground.
Okay? And you feel almost dissatisfied with that. The darkness within you, you get no pleasure from it, and you definitely feel like that was cheap. You feel this place wanting you to take your time, and you almost feel it yourself.
So then I'll take the
Roll me a
vibrant.
discipline check.
Okay.
Discipline.
I'm going to make it. You're red already and 2 purples.
Can I give him a boost?
Now
Because
this.
I
Trying to
was
talk him out of his crazy.
I was feeling the darkness too.
Then you would this discipline is to prevent from spending some time mutilating this last one. So if you're wanting him to mutilate it, then if anything, it gives him a setback because this is for him to retain his like humanity right now.
Okay.
And in fact, that boost isn't even prevalent because that boost was given to you basically to hurt people, and so I almost think that boost becomes a setback now.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. I failed with 2 threat.
Okay. So you do not keep your composure.
Okay.
And your threat is the darkness swells within you even more. So Remy's about to basically,
I'm grabbing the vibro knife.
he's about to like Pulp Fiction this dude. And does anyone stop him, or do you guys just let it
I
happen?
think we're too busy. I think we'd be trying to get Fox out of his whatever
Restraining bolt.
Yeah,
Okay.
restraining bolt. We're grabbing our
Grabbing the
stuff.
speeder
We're-
bikes.
Yeah. So I don't really even think that we're noticing what Remy's doing.
Okay. So as the camera's kind of watching this wider shot, we kind of see off in one of the corners like Remy spear this guy through, and then he takes a deep breath and he walks over and gets the vibro knife, and then he walks off camera, and you just hear this guy like sloshing, gurgling, wet, knifing, and you just you can let your imagination run wild what Remy does with the vibro knife to this stormtrooper sergeant, while everybody finishes gathering up their gear and stuff like that. And basically RC comes over and he's like taking off all this wacky gear, and he comes over to me, he's like, "Mate, he's dead."
Yeah, I know. And I throw the hand at him.
And it kind of bounces off him and he goes, "You're disgusting. Now get out of there. Get out of those clothes. We need to go."
Alright.
Alright, so, by the way, you got another one of those boners, by the way. Okay, so you guys basically gear back up. You guys get on the speeder bikes, and you start to make way. There was a quick
Before we
discussion.
leave,
Go ahead.
Bruto's going to kind of rig the whole campsite with some of RC's
Okay.
remote debt.
Yeah, you guys brought enough to get into the ruins, so he's pretty reserved by letting them go. But he can spare
access.
2. Yeah, he can spare. Well, he doesn't, just in case.
So
he can spare 2.
in a mud and twig hut.
Yeah, so a single detonite would definitely ravage the hut. 2 would blow it to smithereens.
Well, I think instead, we'll just burn it down.
Okay.
That and kind of spread any remaining extra supplies that would be flammable around the area.
I would say that this fire, as you try and light it on fire, the fire seems resistant to burn. It's almost like this hut wills itself to stand against fire.
Huh. I think we will
Okay.
play with some detonite.
2 detonite? Okay, so you guys blow it to smithereens as you guys are like on your speeder bikes getting ready to jet out. There was a quick discussion about where you guys crashed for the night. I think the conclusion was
here.
Not here.
Yeah. And so you guys are back in your winter clothes, which feel overwhelmingly warm right now. You guys get on the speeder bikes, and you guys start swooping off into the night. All right, so you guys remove Fox's restraining bolt. You guys hop onto these speeders and you jet out. You jet out into the night. And as you're kind of going off, RC let Bruto hold the detonator. And so you plug it, and then in the background you just and you just kind of almost hear the wind howl in pain coming from behind you guys. As you guys are driving, you guys end up finding, we'll say you guys drive for some time. It's fairly late, but now that you guys have these swoop bikes, you'll be able to make pretty good progress. You guys drive for another hour or so until you definitely feel like this biting cold has kind of washed away any of the darkness that was lingering on each of you. You guys find a nice kind of seemingly quiet cave to potentially call it a night in. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. So you guys kind of pull the speeder bikes up, leave them outside. You guys trek in, check for any wild animals, check for any cath hounds, anything bigger perhaps. You guys don't find anything. There's no fun crystals at the top or anything like that. But there's also not enough dry wood around to make a campfire or anything like that. So it's going to be a very cold, very quiet night. As you guys settle in, you eat some rations, kind of unwinding. Remy's now
Stimming up.
Yeah, definitely using a stim pack.
So Remy is definitely
Remy's exhausted.
as Remy's like sitting with his back against the wall, just taking a deep breath. He looks down and he sees blood all over his hands, and you almost forget how it got there. The rest of you feel kind of exhausted. You feel mind numb. You feel the darkness lingering, but it's not whispering to you. It's not driving you crazy like this creature is.
God, Remy, you really should go outside and clean up. Rub some snow on those
Yeah, I think I will.
Alright, so you step out, and as you're stepping out
Yeah.
and washing up, he's like, I hope you guys' friend is alright. He was getting a little carried away with that last one.
He's just had a rough day.
What happened?
This wasn't really rough day kind of stuff. He was cutting them up pretty good. Kind of like the stormtroopers had done to the rest.
We'll keep an eye on him, but we should be alright now.
Yeah, well, I guess those woods, they usually leave a bad taste in your mouth. Anytime I came through, it was never like that. But, I'm gonna be honest with you. The place where we're going, it's not gonna be very fun. It's gonna feel a lot like what we just came from. That darkness calls out to you. It reminds you of moments in your life. Moments you'd better have forgotten. It brings them up, it shows them to you, against your will.
At this point, Remy comes back from the cave.
So what's tomorrow looking like?
It's gonna be a pretty good day, light travel. When we get there, we'll figure out how to get in, but,
Have you been in them before?
I've been to them before. I never knew how to get in. It was sealed. These ruins were under a lot of debris. It's kind of skulking around for a little while. In fact, I'm not entirely sure that I'll be able to find them readily right when we get there.
We'll figure it out.
Fortunately, these speeder bikes should help take a little bit of time off our trip.
We have plenty of rations, but, quick check. When we were rounding up supplies, it looks like some of them might have been destroyed by those crazies. I think we'll have enough for the entire trip, but these speeder bikes will go a long way on the return trip. When we get back into town, I'm sure everyone will be pretty pleased to, pretty displeased to hear about what happened, but pleased to hear that it won't be a problem anymore. Rumor has it these guys have been floating around for a better part of a year out there.
How'd they get why? Like, what started it?
You stay in those woods long enough. Hell, even when we were there for a better part of a day. What your friend did here.
Do you deny that they deserved it? You saw what they did to others.
Mate, there's one thing being a clone trooper taught me. It's that killing someone for what they did doesn't always make it right. Doesn't always make everything they did just go away.
No, but it stops it from happening again.
But it will cost, friend. It will cost in yourself. You do that enough, pretty soon you become them. I've seen it.
Well, I'd rather...
I feel that same darkness crossing through me.
Well, I'd rather it be me than another person. I'd rather one person suffer something like that than have 10 or 20 or 30 people going around like that. So if I need to do it, then I'm going to.
Remy, you don't have to suffer that alone.
Have any of you ever heard about the Force?
That's a myth.
It's not a myth. I've seen
Rumors
it.
of an old religion practiced by a few extremists.
The Jedi haven't been gone that long, my friends.
My parents talked about the Jedi a little bit, but...
They're just stories.
Look, I've never seen anything saying the Force was a real thing.
Yes, well, I can assure you that the Force is very real. As real as you and I. I fought with Jedi in the Clone Wars. I've seen what they can do. I've seen the power of the Force and the darkness it can bring with it. It can help people. It can heal people. It can save their lives. But it can also take as quickly, if not faster. I've heard that some Jedi can shoot lightning out of their hands. Others can throw people across rooms as if by some magical force.
Oh, come on, RC. These are just wives' tales.
They're not. I've seen it. I've seen some of it. They can get into your mind and they can twist your thoughts. This is a power unknown. These woods and this temple. The Force is very real.
If what you're saying is true, we'll just be extra careful tomorrow.
Yeah.
If the Force can do all that, then it's probably a good thing the Jedi aren't around anymore then.
It's too much power for one person to have.
That's what we all thought too. So we gunned them down. They're not terrorists. They're not anything. They're dead. The Force is what got them killed.
Well, sounds like you're glad they're gone.
Not at all, friend.
Well, then why did you gun them down?
There's a darkness in every clone trooper's the back of their mind. Someone inside of you. It's like a light switch. They flip it, and you kill Jedi. You kill your friends. Your best friends.
Are you saying they tapped into your brain somehow?
I don't know. I just... All I know is that there's a lot of Jedi dead. I've put a lot of them there myself.
Sounds like you did a good thing.
You're not listening then. The Jedi, they were fighting to stop all this tyranny. Most of you were born before the Empire, before the Republic became the Empire. Others were we little ones. But for me, it was my life. I was one of the first batches. And in your head, they put these things, these commands, these orders. They're undeniable. They are your existence. I was manufactured to be a weapon. And I was a damn good one. I've gotten a little rough around the edges since, but... Listen. The Jedi... They were trying to stop all of this.
Maybe that's what Vox is trying to do. Maybe that's why we're supposed to go there. Maybe something there will tell you how to stop it.
I don't... This is bigger than me or you. The Force is everywhere. It's across the galaxy. I don't know how your droid knows about all this. I don't even know if I want to know. Look, it's been a long day. We should probably get some rest. I've probably already told you too much. At least more than I want. It was good to be in a fight again today.
Sounds like you missed the fight.
I didn't choose this life. I was bred for it. It's in my bones. It's in every fiber of my body. I was a proud soldier. And then after 66, I was an even better hunter. They call me RC because that's the start of my call sign. But my squad mates called me Reaper. Because I collected them.
Collected what?
Jedi. I killed a lot of Jedi. And I'm not proud of it, and every single day of my blasted life I wish I could go back and give even one of them another chance.
I thought the clones were phased out after the Civil War ended. All the clone troops were disbanded, replaced with conscripts.
That's true. Why do you think I'm here on Dantooine, hiding off the grid? Staying as far away from Imperials as possible.
They want you for something?
The Imperials? Yeah, to kill me. Clone troopers are dangerous. They know what they did, and they know that they shouldn't have done it. There were some of us, after the Purge, that realized what was going on. And we fought against it. The Purge of the Jedi. We were killing Jedi because we were told to, because we were programmed to, because it's the only thing that made sense in our brains. But eventually, it just didn't click. We started asking the wrong questions. One of my friends told me about what was going on. I didn't believe him. I was too proud, I was too deep, I was too far in. They killed him for it. Now my friend's gone. But even worse, she's gone.
Who's she?
She was my commander. She was my best friend. Her name was Stas Ali. She was a Jedi Master. The only thing she ever wanted to do was help anyone. She was a healer, you see. Part of the Jedi Council circle of healers. Just saw into the damn Clone Wars. First she was helping, and then when Jedi became more weapons than diplomats, she, like the others, were turned into weapons as well. And when the time came, she was killed by those who trusted, those who she trusted, those who trusted her. So we kill this Jedi Master and we get promoted. It's disgusting. Look, it was a lifetime ago.
I get it, RC. I get where you're coming from. I understand. I've heard rumors of some of the things that the Empire did after the Clone War. And if you were a part of that, I don't envy you.
It's like they were inside you, you know, in your head.
Then you can't blame yourself for anything you
I
did.
sure as shit can.
Then maybe this is your chance to redeem yourself.
What, walking you guys in a droid down to some ruins 4,000 years old? That's not gonna bring Stas back. It's not gonna bring back the others.
Well, nothing can do that. But this droid's after some kind of Jedi artifact. Some Jedi nonsense. Some person in the dark or nonsense like that. He thinks she's here. That's what we're after.
Well, let's get some rest. We have a long day ahead of us.
As everyone starts breaking up, I guess, to go to sleep, I'll go over to RC and I'll say, anyone who's been a soldier has their demons. I get you. No matter what you do, you're not going to be able to rectify some of those things. I've got my own. I see them every night when I go to sleep.
Let's do our friend. You have to be careful tomorrow. The others, they don't feel the same way you do. I see it. I had a lot of years. I know what to look for. Be careful tomorrow.
Will do. Thanks for watching my back.
He rolls over and goes to sleep. Okay, so I take it you guys kind of wind down for the night, call it a night, set up shifts, maintain shifts. Okay, everybody's very exhausted. I'm going to have everyone make me a survival, or I'm kind of just trying to see like how everybody wakes up tomorrow morning. What do you guys think that would be?
Resilience.
Okay, that's the perfect skill for it. Everybody roll me a resilience check. I'm going to make...
Cool, I'm gonna roll a cool check.
Okay, so whoever succeeded wakes up feeling fairly refreshed. Okay? If you have... what is threat? Threat isn't all threat every night, right?
What?
Restoring threat.
Strain?
Strain.
Strain is.
Strain is all strain all night. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I'll say that everybody starts again with 2 strain because it is cold outside. It is kind of miserable going. Everybody starts out a little bit stressed. So the next morning you guys wake up.
What if you had failure?
Yeah, if you have failure, then
2 of them, to be precise. And 2 advantage also.
well, the intention of this was to see how you're holding up.
Oh yeah, so she's shit. Cool.
Yeah. So 2 fails. I'm going to say you start at your strain threshold by half of your strain threshold.
Okay.
So you and RC, Bruto and RC had a triumph, and so you guys are waking up really refreshed, fairly second wind for this final day. Well, not final day of the journey, but final day of the journey to the destination. So with a triumph, what we'll do is I will add 2 boosts, or a boost to each of you for the survival check to the journey out to the temple. Okay, so as you guys eat breakfast, is there anything you guys want to cover before the kind of you guys leave the cave, or are you all feeling pretty straightforward for heading out?
I'm just double checking supplies, making sure we still have things like extra stim packs and food and water. Probably checking on Vox too, making sure he's still functioning well.
Yeah, he's keeping a low key. He's just really confused. In a brief conversation with him, you essentially get the idea that he doesn't know what's going to happen when he gets there, and he feels like he's going to let you guys down. That he doesn't know what he's doing, and you guys are here because of him, and he feels like it's going to be bad.
Well, Vox, I would try to comfort you, but you're kind of mirroring my thoughts as well.
Give him a crayon.
There's nothing to color right
I don't have crayons.
No.
Bruto
I'm an adult.
Bruto generally doesn't carry color crayons around.
Var comes over and gives Vox her, what are you calling a glow stick?
Yeah, just glow rod.
Okay,
Yeah.
gives him her glow rod.
Yeah, he seems to be in a weird mood today. We're going to say that, yeah, you're also, how'd you do on your check? You did very poorly, so you're
yeah, I feel
so
like
you're
shit.
you're in a pretty bad mood.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd probably say that you, you come over and you try to give Vox your glow rod, and he doesn't want to take it, and then you throw it at him, and you guys almost get in like a little argument, and yeah, so Vox is just he's just feeling really kind of wary about today.
I tell him to keep his disruptor handy. Since we don't know what we're stepping into.
Yeah.
For some reason, I feel like Vox doesn't even have his disruptor anymore. You could take him apart piece by piece, and you wouldn't find it.
Okay, so we are going to.
He's Vox.
Perfect. So is everybody ready to head out?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys head out into the kind of gray morning. the wind is not as bad today. The storm is not as bad. It's still snow flurries, and going on the speeder is pretty freezing, right? It's pretty arid. You guys are crossing some pretty long distances. This last trek is very much dense woods, leading up to this mountainous kind of area. And as you guys kind of head out this way, you guys end up at this base of a mountain. And so RC kind of has you guys pull up on this one area. And you guys start looking around, and there's a lot of really weird ancient ruins kind of scattered about. And you guys are looking at the architecture, some of the carvings, stuff like that. And he's kind of frantically looking around. He has a feeling that this isn't right, or that something's wrong. And he doesn't quite remember any of this, but this is the exact path that he took before. And he kind of chalks it up as the power of these ruins kind of twisting the mind and stuff like that. So what we're going to do, first of all, is we're going to roll a survival check for the trip out here to see where we're at.
And the
As a
difficulty?
group, or
This will be individuals, yeah.
What's the
How
difficulty?
many you need?
It's only going to be 2, yeah. And a setback if you failed your resilience check earlier in the day. And then you have a boost face as well.
I thought I rolled really well
I also rolled really
until
bad.
I looked at my bad dice.
Wow.
I have a lack of success, but one advantage.
Okay. RC has 3 success, a triumph, and an advantage, so he is
Where were the good rolls earlier?
on my dice.
You said it was average?
Yes, just 2.
Got
One
a
success,
fail.
3 advantage.
I got 2 successes.
Okay, so everybody succeeds is
Fail
feeling
advantage.
pretty good. If you have a fail, then for every fail you take 1 wound. For every threat, you take strain. This is the elements kind of fighting against you as we're driving these speeders across the snow. So that. So
I have a
and
lack
you have
of success, but
if you have
one
advantage, you can alleviate
advantage.
strain. So that.
Okay.
What was that?
So I have a
Awesome.
lack of anything and one advantage.
So I alleviate 1 strain and take no wounds because of soak, right?
I suck the cold.
Alright, so I'm up to 8 wounds.
Ouch.
Okay, so
Okay.
Did you stim yesterday?
I was at 13.
No.
It took me to 8. I healed 1 overnight.
Well, you suck.
okay, so you guys, he kind of tasks or Reaper tasks everyone with kind of spreading out, looking for kind of anything unusual. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have everybody roll a perception check. This is going to be 4 purples. In fact, one of them is going to be a red, so it's going to be 3 purples and a red.
1 fail.
2 success and 2 threat.
That goes away.
1 fail and 5 threats.
Oh,
3
man.
success.
That's
What?
it?
That's it. That's all.
Okay.
3 success.
All right, so here's what's
I
going to
need one
happen.
good roll.
Who opened their eyes?
Here's what's going to happen. Everybody that failed is going to kind of... no. You failed with what secondary?
Just 1 fail.
Just one fail? Okay.
Yep.
So here's what's going to happen. Triz is going to... You had how many threat?
5.
5? Okay.
Jesus.
You're going to fall and take a critical hit.
Oh!
Damn it.
You hit your head on a rock really
Okay.
hard.
It's not that bad. I rolled a 16 on the dice. So you just have an easy crit. The effects won't play into the course of the
Okay.
adventure. So you have an easy critical hit. Okay. And then Daniel is just off elsewhere. Bruto is wandering around. Remy and RC succeeded with threat. In fact, RC had 2 success and 4 threat.
Well, I had half as threat.
Yeah.
Same.
So here's what's going to happen. You and RC come across the entrance. Actually, we'll say that Var comes across the entrance. And she immediately recognizes this kind of ancient doorway. It's kind of hidden by the snowbank or whatever. As Remy and RC come across the entrance as well, they are kind of looking off. They're kind of looking around, and they end up seeing these bodies that were ritualistically sacrificed. You guys can definitely kind of tell from the conversation you had yesterday that this is where the stormtroopers killed their mates or whatever, killed their squad partners. These guys were killed and they've been left out here to rot, but their bodies have twisted. Instead of just rotting and withering away, as it's been months since these individuals were killed, it's become this very dark, almost burnt, kind of encrusted, almost mummified kind of remains looking thing. And they're just in the snow. And as we kind of come across them, we're going to take strain equal to our threat by seeing these things preserved by some twisted, dark, necrotic force. Okay, so after we flag everyone down, Triz is trying to play it off as she didn't fall and hurt herself. She's just kind of holding her elbow a little weird, trying to get a good stretch out of it. It's like that. So, as we're walking along, this kind of entrance has this stone door that we kind of push open, and it leads into this interior area. And as we kind of pop glow rods, start walking around in the darkness, kind of holding these glow rods up, walking along, there's this dark hallway that kind of leads perpetually down into the mountain. It opens up into this magnificent chamber. This main room has giant statues. Statues so tall that the glow stick doesn't even reach up to the ceiling, to the top of them. They're all hooded, they're all robed, and they're all kind of standing with their arms in their robes, kind of like this in front of their body. And they're all looking down, and their faces cast in shadow from the radius of the glow rod, from the darkness of the room. So you guys walk in to this room, you're casting your glow rods everywhere, trying to look around, and you see this sort of six-legged mechanical construct. It has 6 legs that kind of shoot up, cut back into this orb of a body, and it has this kind of crane-like head. It almost looks like an R'klay, but a droid. R'klays are these 6-legged creatures in Attack of the Clones when they're in the fight.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So it's this creature. It's not a creature, it's a droid. It has these 6 legs, and it's very awkwardly walking. You can tell that this thing is ancient. It is not designed for mobility, and it is kind of crossing the room off in the distance, just kind of minding its own business.
What the hell is that?
Tink, 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 tink.
Box?
Womp, womp, womp.
Friend or foe? I've never seen anything like that before.
RC?
I'm out of my league here, mate. I never even been in this place. Not really wanted to.
It's not trying to kill us.
In fact, I'm
Has
not
it even
even.
seen us?
I'm not entirely sure this is a place I promised to take you. I don't remember any of this.
I think I'm going to try and creep closer just so I can get a better look at it and kind of ascertain its purpose.
Deal. So you're doing a stealth check?
Probably to start.
Okay. All right. So this is going to be a very hard check. I'm going to make it a red and 2 purples.
Bruto's great at stealth,
three
like all the
reds.
rest of my characters always are. Lack of success, 2 threat.
Okay. So as you're stomping along, trying to be sneaky, this room echoes tremendously. And your boot just with dirt under your boot. And this kind of six-legged droid kind of turns, and it has eyes that just spotlight you. And you immediately shield your eyes. And you're going to have a setback with your early interaction with this thing. As it approaches you, it goes... And it sounds to be very much a sort of attempt at communication. You don't understand this. It's not binary.
It's archaic binary.
I guess, as terrible as this would actually be, I would attempt to communicate with it in binary.
Okay. So you say something back, and it produces a shrill frequency that almost drops you to your knees. And then it stops, and then it makes this sort of clicking sound, and then it stops, and it cycles through. It seems to be shifting languages every single time it attempts to communicate with you.
I guess I try all my languages.
Okay. So, I'm going to have you make me a knowledge lore check.
Okay. Difficulty?
3.
Now, does this have the setback? Because this isn't exactly an interaction with it.
I would say yes still, because you are... This thing is becoming seemingly increasingly hostile.
Wow, that's crazy, actually. I have 2 success with 2 threat.
Okay. So, you kind of catch something that makes you bring out your data pad. You punch in a couple things, and you figure out an older, archaic alien language that you might be able to do like a
Speak and say?
like a speak and say or talk to type kind of thing with this droid. And we'll say at this point it has produced some... There's a hole in its chassis that has opened up, and a rod has produced, and it looks to be very much something that would like electrocute.
Hello?
So
I think we can communicate
it kind
now.
of tink, tink, and it responds back to you, and it says, "Hello."
What is your purpose here?
I am the gatekeeper. The rest of you kind of approach.
You need a keymaster? So, what are you guarding?
Give me 1 second.
I don't know. What am I guarding? Why am I here?
So, you say, "What are you guarding?" And it says, "The secrets." As Vox kind of wheels up,
Fox, go talk to him.
Vox wheels up, it looks down, and it goes, "Friend."
We're with him.
So it says...
He brought us here.
Have you come for the knowledge?
Yes.
Knowledge comes at a great cost. Are you prepared?
What cost is this?
You must submit yourself to the trials, and only if successful will you find yourself with the knowledge.
What trials?
The trials to the room of knowledge.
Yeah, pause the recorder real quick. God, I hate talking to droids.
It responds back to you, "Does not compute."
And I unpause it.
Yeah.
Yes?
It says, "If you seek knowledge, you are here for a reason. Once you have knowledge, knowledge continues to seek new knowledge."
Yes.
And then Vox kind of switches, and he basically starts shrilly beeping and booping in a form of communication you guys have never heard him produce before. And these two start
I can
having...
just see their conversation showing up on
Well,
the type.
you don't even understand what this is. It does not show up on your data pad. You've
a
never
different
heard this.
dialect.
They start going back and forth at it like crazy. And Vox comes over to you and he goes, wah, wah, wah. And he basically says, I can get you in, but I can't go further than that.
Why? This is what we're looking for, isn't it?
He looks over to the gatekeeper and he looks back. He says, I am a keymaster. You son of a bitch. He says, I am the key to open the door, but the door must be passed through by friends. This quest is not mine alone. There must be champions brave enough to complete it.
What are these trials, Vox? What are we in for?
He essentially looks back at the gatekeeper, looks back at you, he says, does not compute.
Damn it, Vox.
Is this all playing on
Do
the
you know-
recorder thing? Are we hearing Fox's side?
You tell me?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Because you left it on.
But it is in the old language.
Yeah, because he has
Yeah.
the old language with the gatekeeper on his
Oh,
data pad right
okay.
now. I mean, you guys can quickly brief. I mean, it would
Yeah.
probably be best,
Yeah.
just for role-playing sake, too, if you brief them on your interpretation of what's happening.
So, this is it.
Okay.
Vox has brought us here. He doesn't know what's on the other side. He doesn't know what we're after. And he can't come with us.
What do you mean he can't come with us?
Apparently that's the rules.
So what is he supposed to do?
Wah, 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 wah. He gestures to a door behind the gatekeeper, and he lets you know that that he will open the door, but then he must stay here.
He'll just wait.
By himself?
But
No.
No one's gonna come and take him.
We trust this other thing?
This thing
he
looks scary.
He looks terrifying.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Did you see that lightning probe?
Yeah, so you trust that it's not gonna hurt Vox?
That has a distance shock of about 80 feet.
So you're saying you don't trust that it's not gonna hurt Vox?
All I'm saying is that that thing is going to eliminate anything that comes close with any kind of hostile intentions.
the other thing too that you kind of get from this entire thing is that Vox basically looks to you and he kind of beeps and boops with this gatekeeper a little bit, and he says, the gatekeeper is not programmed to have knowledge beyond this point, but it is incredibly dangerous to not just your body.
I relay that to everybody.
Vox, have you ever seen anyone go through this trial before?
He pauses and he takes a while to compute, almost to the point where you think he's just like ignoring you or something, and he says, I know, he says, in the haze, in the fog, I see her. She brought me here. He tells you that.
This is being directly relayed at this point.
The blonde?
He says,
What blonde?
he kind of turns to you and he looks up and his sensor just becomes red.
You made him angry.
And he looks back and he says, I don't know about blonde. I see only red eye.
The one that put the chip in the mask.
What?
What are you talking about?
It's hard to explain. I've had some weird dreams lately, and I've seen Vox a couple times with this girl. It's how I knew which mask the chip was in. I had one the other night in the cave as well with the two of them together.
We all had weird dreams in the cave. What are we doing?
What are you saying, Remy? You getting these premonitions now?
Look, I don't know.
Glimpses of the past?
I was thinking they were just like dreams caused by stress originally.
You're not talking about the crystal caves anymore, are you, mate?
It started before that. But they're the vivid ones, like happened in the crystal caves.
Did you suffer any kind of head trauma lately? Like, what?
I mean,
How are you getting these visions?
Criff if I know.
Alright, friends, I don't know if we want to press past this point.
I think we need to. I mean, it's the whole reason why we're here.
And what are
If-
you willing to risk for being here? Past this door is all manner of foul. Are you willing to risk your life? The
If
lives
that's
of
what
your
it
crew?
takes.
The lives of your crew as well?
If that's what it takes. We're here for a reason. We knew that coming here.
I mean, Bruto did kind of tell us we might all die before we came and found you.
Vox told us we would all die.
Okay, Bruto relayed that information to us.
To stop now, it would have been a complete waste. I know that I'm gonna walk through those doors.
Remy, I don't know if you want to go through those doors.
I want to go through them. Just to have the chance to see what's on the other side.
Some secrets aren't worth their cost. Not for people like you.
What do you mean people like me? He
People
said that
who-
yesterday too.
People who can see things that others can't.
Wait a minute, you're not suggesting that Remy has this force you were talking about yesterday?
Now that'd be ridiculous.
Look, I don't know what Remy has and what he doesn't. Okay, what I know is that beyond these doors, it's not just going to be dangers. I have a feeling that beyond these doors, whatever knowledge is back there is going to come at a great price.
Doesn't that
Well-
mean that maybe it's worth it then?
If you're, you know what, your job was to get us here. So now we're here. So if you don't want to come with us, that's fine. It's up to you. But we're going.
If you're saying there's some crazy thing happening to me, and I can get some more information about it behind there, there's no way I'm not going through that door.
Bruto, what's your take on this?
I think we should have sold that droid when we had a chance.
What?
No, you don't.
If that's all we're really hoping to get here, some kind of artifact or weapon that's worth something, we paid an awful lot just to get here.
If you really thought that, you would have made a deal for him long ago. So obviously part of you wants to see what's over there.
The captain's word is law.
Far?
I want to go, but I don't feel comfortable leaving Vox here alone.
Understandable.
I'm also one of the most wounded out of all of us. I really don't know how much help. We both know I'm not normally strong. I don't know how much help I could be right now.
These things beyond this door are likely to be more than just physical manifestations. They're going to be things that assault your wits, your mind.
Well, Var, if you are willing to guard Vox with your life, whatever it takes.
Of course, I always follow Vox.
True. And he probably trusts you the most. I think it would be best if you stayed back.
If you guys are going in there, what kind of soldier would I be if I didn't go in with you? Remy, I know you probably don't care much for me, but I sure as shit know that you are not prepared for whatever's in there. And if I can go in there and I can help you and the others, then I feel like maybe that's my purpose in this world, why I'm here.
Settled then. Us four will go in, and Var stays out here with Vox.
I'll wait for you guys. See if anyone else is stupid enough to come to this stupid mountain.
I don't think anyone else knows about this mountain. I think it's time, Bruto.
I ask Vox to relay to the gatekeeper that one will stay behind. And that is not an errand thing to be dealt with.
Okay. So Vox communicates with him. The gatekeeper turns to you and he says, "Proceed to the entrance when you are ready to begin the trials of knowledge."
So, Triz walks towards the door, followed by the rest.
Bruto swaps out his power pack on his blaster, recharges it, makes sure he's all set to go.
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys approach the door, Vox also approaches it. He kind of, there's this data port on the wall. And he pulls out a new tool that you have seen before, but had no idea what it was. If anything, he thought it was a redundant kind of thing. He plugs it into the wall and kind of turns it, puts it in farther, turns it, puts it in farther, turns it, puts it in farther, turns it. And he's kind of locked in. And you see his viewing lens turn blue and shine very brightly. And you see these, you see the wall itself have symbols begin projecting from Vox's optical sensor, and it's projecting into these symbols in the wall that you didn't even see were there. But every single time it projects one, it depresses in, and then the walls, once he shows a couple symbols, the walls open to a new basic word puzzle or logic puzzle, and he projects these symbols more and more until it opens more and more, opens more and more, and then it seals shut, but it twists as it goes, and it forms this symbol. And Vox withdraws his key slowly, and then the symbol seals shut, and the door cracks open, revealing darkness into the temple. And that will be our session for this week. We will be back with more Legacy of Ash next week. Previously on Legacy of Ash.
Now that we're free, what should we do?
We should grab their bites and go.
Sorry, I said
bites.
bites.
Nom 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 nom.
We should grab the bites. We should eat them and go. They would appreciate that. It's like
That's what they were going to do to
to-go
us.
meal.